Hey, it's Justin from the TMIshow with your music news for DirtySouthTV.com. Today, November 19th, 2010. As you see, I'm outside. It's a beautiful fall day, so I thought I'd share some news for the week. So there's a lot of Beatles news this week. In addition to being on iTunes for the first time starting on Tuesday, Paul McCartney is going to perform at New York's famed Apollo Theater next month, the first for the singing legend. The 68-year-old former Beatle is scheduled to perform at the Harlem venue on December 13th. This is due to the fact that SiriusXM, those satellite fans out there, is celebrating its 20 millionth subscriber. It's an invitation-only concert to be held for the listeners. Will air live on 6 satellite channels. 6 of SiriusXM's channels. The station also is launching Paul McCartney's Band on the Run Radio. It's a month-long music channel devoted to McCartney's music catalog, and it runs through November 29th. No, it runs from November 29th through December 26th. And back to our iTunes news. Apple will sell 13 remastered Beatles studio albums, the 2-volume Past Master set, and the classic Red and Blue collection. People can buy individual songs for $1.29 a piece, or download entire albums for $12.99 for a single album, $19.99 for double. So they're actually getting everyone to pay a little extra. Usually it's 99 cents a song, but I guess that's the deal they have. Next, the Beatles, let's see, in a press release, former band members and their relatives all gave the deal their blessings, of course, including Sir Paul McCartney, Beatles drummer Ringo Starr, Yoko Ono Lennon, John Lennon's widow, and Olivia Harrison, widow of George Harrison. And Ringo Starr said, "I am particularly glad to no longer be asked when the Beatles are coming to iTunes." Yeah, I know, it's the worst Ringo Starr impression ever, but what am I going to do? The deal gives Apple a sweet public relations boost at the start of the holiday shopping season, but sales of Beatles music won't make much of a financial impact on the company, because most people who want the Beatles already own the Beatles. But hey, I guess if the kids are going to get it, why not? Next story, a California warehouse fire began in Neil Young's car. In San Carlos, California, fire officials in California say a fire at a warehouse that stored memorabilia belonging to Neil Young started in a vintage car the singer had converted into a hybrid vehicle. Belmont San Carlos Fire Marshal Jim Polisi told the San Mateo County Times that November 9th fire began in Young's 1959 Lincoln Continental and spread to the nearby warehouse in the San Francisco Bay Area. Young had converted the car to run on batteries and biodiesel-powered generator as part of his Link Volt project to create the world's most efficient full-size vehicle. Young says workers hope the car's computer will shed light on what caused the vehicle to go up in flames. Fire crews were able to save about 70% of the warehouse contents, including other cars and music equipment belonging to Young. And a local story here for Atlanta. A Georgia piano importer has pleaded guilty to federal charges of illegally smuggling internationally protected elephant ivory into the U.S. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Atlanta says the 49-year-old Pascal Viellard of Lilburn and his company, A440 Pianos, Inc., pleaded guilty Thursday. Prosecutors say the company illegally imported 855 elephant ivory totaling 1,700 pieces of ivory. Defense attorney Thomas Findley has said earlier his clients didn't violate the law because the keys contained ivory that was more than 100 years old. The company's website says it sells and refurbishes new and vintage pianos. A440 Pianos faces a maximum fine of $500,000 and 5 years probation. Villiard faces a maximum sentence of 1 year in prison and maximum fine of $100,000. A sentencing date hasn't been set. I think what they need to do is, if there's a law that says it can be over a certain amount old, can they test it for age? How do you test ivory as age? It seems like if that is a loophole, I'd want to get out of that charge. The last story I reported a few weeks ago that some European officials had a problem with the Elton John concert, that they spent too much money of this union money that's supposed to be for artistic events that are long-term. Well, apparently the European Union said Friday it has ordered Italy to repay almost $1 million in European money that was used to pay Elton John for a concert in Naples last year. Italy used 720,000 euros, typically used for investment projects in poorer European countries, for the British singer's performance fee. The European Commission said that it was inappropriate. No, national authorities have much leeway in using these funds, but to qualify for this money, cultural projects must be long-term events such as art exhibits, building cultural centers, or restoring old buildings. A one-off rock concert does not qualify, an EU spokesman said. We have asked Italy for our money back. John performed at the Piedi Grata Festival in the heart of Naples in October 2009. The concert was broadcast live on state TV and drew 100,000 spectators. The festival's artistic director said the event was meant to promote the Naples area, and the concert did just that. Well, the good news is Elton John doesn't have anything to worry about. He's got his money. But Italy, whoops, I guess they should have checked a little before they spent all that money. But, oh well, they've had their own problems. Anyway, this has been Justin Berkey from the TMI Show for music news on Dirty South TV. If you haven't seen my Pepsi Max ad I did for the competition, please check it out at crashthesuperbowl.com. The name of the ad is Chip Berkowitz, Mall Cop, Pepsi Max drinker. Yes, it is a competition, and I appreciate you watching that. If you have any comments about the show, you can write me at TMIshow on Dirty South TV, or TMIshow at Twitter, or on Facebook. Thanks for watching.